So guys, how about a little bonus footage for you? Check out the carnage. So guys, in today's video, we are back on the 2014 Forester project car. In today's video, we are going to be tackling the clock spring / roll connector, depending on which terminology you like to use. Lots of parts have just come in for the car, so lots more videos to come, but we're going to start off with this one because we've got an airbag light, our horn doesn't work, and none of our steering wheel mounted buttons are working. Now, the original owner of the car that I purchased it from already had it diagnosed as a bad clock spring or roll connector, so we're kind of going off of that diagnosis, but we're going to go ahead and get the airbag out of the way and get in there and try to test for ourselves before we just go ahead and throw a part at it. So guys, with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the car and jump into this video. So guys, before we get too deep into this clock spring / roll connector repair video, big thanks is in order to SubaruPartsDeals.com for providing the part for this repair, providing the part for this Forester project. SubaruPartsDeals.com is the official Subaru parts provider for me, Mr. Subaru, here on YouTube and for future projects. Check out SubaruPartsDeals.com, your online retailer for genuine Subaru parts. Easy to navigate website. You can search by model, year, and trim, or you can simply type in your VIN number to easily find the parts you need for your Subaru. Or you can shoot them a call or an email and their staff will be glad to help you figure out what parts you need for your DIY Subaru repair projects. As a big thanks to you viewers, SubaruPartsDeals.com has offered up a promo code Mr. Subaru in all caps, good for 15% off shipping of your order. SubaruPartsDeals.com, a Subaru genuine certified seller of parts for your Subaru vehicle. Anytime you get ready to do any repair on your Subaru, check them out, price them out. They got some of the best prices out there on Subaru genuine parts. So as I showed in the previous video, we've got an airbag light on. It's not on now. Once we start the engine, the airbag light will come on. Horn does not work. None of our steering wheel controls, none of these work. Nothing down here works for our display up here. Pretty sure this roll connector is bad, so our first step is getting the airbag out of the way. There are clips, 3 of them, 2 on the sides, 1 on the bottom. You've got an access hole that you go through here with a flathead screwdriver or a pick, and you will see a little metal, silver metal rod in there. You poke it and it pops spring-loaded the airbag up. Once we get that up, we'll tilt it down, and there's an orange and black connector that we need to remove. So just got my pocket screwdriver down here, pop that 1 clip up, bottom of the airbag is loose, then we go on the sides, pop those loose. All right, after getting all 3 of those little spring clips disengaged, which I can't show you on video, but if you look through the hole, you'll see these little wires. You want to push those and push them off to the side, and it'll release these little pegs. So now what we got to do is disconnect the airbag connectors. We've got the orange and the black. We just want to take a pick or pocket screwdriver, go under these little yellow lock connectors, pop them up like so. Then we can pop them off like so. And we can take our ground wire off for our horn, just push the center. A little metal tab right there. And pull it off like so. Then we can set our airbag off to the side. Safety warnings, etc., all of that good stuff. Remove airbag fuse, disconnect battery, all that stuff. Don't work on a live system so it doesn't accidentally blow up in your face. Once that's done, we can go ahead and take our connector loose here. And then we can take impact, 17 millimeter, loosen that up. I'm not going to take it off all the way because I'm going to pull the steering wheel off of the steering shaft. Now, you can go ahead and use a steering wheel puller, which I've done in videos in the past, which is basically a yoke. You thread in 2 bolts here, have a forcing screw in the middle, tighten that up, tighten the forcing screw, it pops it off. Or you can just manhandle it, grab it on either side, kind of wiggle it back and forth, and it should pop off the splines, which is what I'm going to do right now. Don't have a way to hold the camera, so I'll be back once I break it free. So, broke the steering wheel free. Go ahead and remove that nut the rest of the way. Of course, before you start this, you want to make sure your steering wheel is straight and your wheels are straight ahead. You don't want to do this at an angle. So we'll pull our steering wheel off and set that to the side. And here's our prize, our roll connector. Now this is quite aggravating to see. Obviously, whoever diagnosed the roll connector went in this far, and we're aggravated that the customer, previous owner I bought the car from, did not purchase the service from and didn't even put the screws back in for the steering column cover. So I'll go ahead and pop these loose, just like so. And hopefully in my pile of Subaru parts, I've got 2 screws that'll work. So again, everything's all loose now. Traditionally, you don't want to move the clock spring because you don't want to get it out of kilter. There's only so many turns to the right and the left before it breaks. So since this one's probably already broken, it's not that big of a concern if we move it back and forth. You have a little viewing window here that you're supposed to line up when it's in the correct 12 o'clock position. But again, looks like someone's already been boogering around in here. So gonna pull up a wiring diagram, do some electrical diagnosis. So what we're going to do here is get out our wiring diagram, get a digital multimeter, and set it to resistance or continuity checker. And we're going to check pin to pin across the roll connector, check for continuity, check for broken wires inside that roll connector. We've confirmed that there is no continuity across there. You can also go over to the yellow pigtail for the airbag connector and check continuity across it as well. Again, found no continuity there either. All right, so what we need to do is come down here and grab our white connector, pull that off. Grab our yellow connector, and that one's got a locking clip underneath. Pull that off. Now we can remove the actual roll connector. We've got a little clip here. We've got a little clip over here. And we've got a little clip up top here. And we can just pull her straight off of there. And then we can access the last clip back here at the back. Now, we can get our nasty old roll connector off of here. And we need to transfer this back plate over to the new one. So here is our new Subaru Genuine roll connector or clock spring. It is an 83196 FJ030. We get an included little tube of lubricant, and we get our new roll connector here, which has this pin in place to keep it locked where it should be. Now, as you saw, we need to take that back piece off of the old roll connector and transfer it over, and we've got to take that white lubricant and put it in the slots here and here as it shows in the factory service manual. So to transfer things over, we've just got a bunch of little plastic clips around the outside that we can take loose and pop this off of here. And as you see, there is our lubricant in those corners. We need to lube up this piece before we transfer this and clip it on the back. All right. Old, new, and our piece to transfer over, our included lube that we're going to put right up here and right down here. And now we got to do is take this piece and just press it in until all those little clips around the outside clip it into place securely. And here we go. Just like so. Make sure all those clips around the outside are fully seated and that it is completely flush. And we can go ahead and put this thing back together now. So we'll go ahead and bring the clock spring roll connector up onto the steering column. We'll go ahead and plug in our little white pigtail here at the back till that plugs in all the way and clicks. And then we will push our connector in until all of our little teeth here on the side, on the top, and the side clip in once again. Take our airbag connector, clip it in, white connector, clip it in, make sure they're snug, fully in there, and we can go ahead and put our clamshell back on and try to find 2 screws to put it back the way it should have been. All right, guys, clamshell is back on. It just clips together, easy as can be. Found 2 screws that are the correct ones for this. Steering column cover is nice and tight now. Now we can go ahead and pull our green lock pin out of our roll connector and bring our steering wheel back into place. Bolt it back on. Just like so. Just pop the green lock out. Make sure that stays where it should be. Arrow to arrow or triangle to triangle right there. And we'll go ahead and swing our steering wheel back up and into place. You want to make sure that you feed the airbag little pigtails through gently and get it back straight. And then we can go ahead and tighten down our nut, plug in everything here, plug the airbag in, we should be good to go. All right, so now we can torque our steering wheel nut to 39 Newton meters. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. And we are torqued to specification. So we'll go ahead and throw our connector in, just like so. And grab our airbag module. Put it in place. Now we can plug up our airbag connectors, making sure we put the orange to the orange and the black to the black. Press them in like so. Then push in our lock connectors like so. Rotate the airbag module back into place and press it firmly to lock in our 3 detents at the corners. 1, 2, 3. Horn's still not working. Not a great sign, but we probably blew a fuse. So let's go ahead and check to see that our steering wheel controls are working. And we have steering wheel control again. Cruise control working. Radio volume working. So it looks like we're all good. We just need to check that horn relay or horn fuse because it likely blew sometime when the clock spring failed on us. So, horn relay right here beside the rear defroster relay. And rear defroster delay, horn relay is completely missing. So that one ought to work. Let's see. Hey, look at there. It's a little proud, a little tall, but it should do for what we need. So guys, how about a little bonus footage for you? Check out the carnage. So this is our point of failure in our clock spring roll connector ribbon cable. There was a kink right here, and if you look where that ribbon kinked over, it broke all of the traces in that ribbon except for, looks like one. And I'm assuming that was the illumination circuit because the lights did illuminate at night, the buttons that is, but that was it. Now focus, you can see those little copper traces in there and how they have completely severed across this spot where the ribbon cable kinked up like that. Well, I ended up severing the cable down further, opening this up to show you. But there are all the little traces in there, and this is where that kink was. And you can see where all of them had fractured. And there you go. And just for good measure, went ahead and put the Phoenix Max on here, scanned through. Our old airbag codes were there, cleared the codes, and nothing came back. We are all set. All our airbag issues were in the roll connector in the clock spring. So, good news. So guys, there you have it once again. Horn is working. We have cruise control functionality again. Our radio controls are working, and our little multi-function display, we can cycle through it and pick whatever we'd like. So guys, that'll do it for the video. Thank you all for watching. Huge thank you once again for SubaruPartsDeals.com for sending out the roll connector for this Forester. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys all in the next one.